everyone, I'm Michaela Kathleen, and in this video I'm going to be doing a pretty big haul from my honeymoon, which I went to Disney World and Universal Studios for my honeymoon, and me and my husband both got a lot of stuff, both individually and together, and I figured I would just show it all off. So I'm going to try to go park by park in the order that we did them. We did all 4 parks at Disney and 2 days at Universal. And I'll probably also include some pictures from each day as well. So kind of a haul slash honeymoon discussion, I guess. And this will just be the stuff that we got for ourselves. We also did all of our Christmas shopping there, but obviously don't want to show those off because that would be a giveaway for certain people. But I'm actually gonna skip ahead for just one item, and that's because I'm wearing it, and that's this Hufflepuff sweater that obviously I got from the Wizarding World at Universal, which was our main focus for Universal, although we did also do a little drive-by of the Marvel area and the Jurassic Park area, but we didn't get any souvenirs from the Jurassic Park area, just the Marvel area. But yeah, so this is the only sweater that I got the entire trip, the Hufflepuff one. I really like it, it's so soft. And my husband got a matching Gryffindor one, also with the house name across the sleeve. I was honestly surprised at the lack of clothing selection at the Harry Potter parks. I mean, obviously they had a lot, just not as much as I was expecting, honestly. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself because like I said, I'm gonna try to mostly go in order. Our first day was Animal Kingdom, and the first thing we bought there were 2 turtles. My husband got this little turtle wooden statue guy, and I got this tiny, cute, adorable fridge magnet. Turtles are kind of an not really joke, just thing for us. So yeah, we got turtles right away at Animal Kingdom. We both wanted to get stuffed animals at Animal Kingdom just for the fun and cuteness of it. So I got Simba, very classic, and my husband got Stitch, who he has decided is like his favorite Disney character. And Stitch is also in a Halloween costume because we went in October. And I think that's actually all that we got in Animal Kingdom, but then that night we did hop over to Epcot. Our favorite ride at Epcot was Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, and we rode it twice. And my husband, of course, found an item in the gift shop to commemorate the ride. And that was this very cool Guardians of the Galaxy sweater. He also got this long sleeve shirt, and I'm not entirely sure what day he got it, but it could have been the Epcot day, and that was this one. And I picked up this really cute Christmas ornament. It is a Minnie Mouse Ears Disney 100 Christmas ornament. I also got this cute mouse ear Halloween themed baseball cap. I decided I wanted a baseball cap for my ears because, I don't know, it just felt more functional to me. My husband and I did keep joking the whole trip about how anytime we see Mickey Mouse, or we saw Mickey Mouse while we were there, we'd be like, what is Mickey doing here? Because neither of us really care much about Mickey. So I felt like I had to get some ears, but at the same time, it wasn't like the most exciting thing for me to purchase. And then there was also like this t-shirt deal going on that was not as good of a deal as I thought it was, but it was kind of a buy one get one situation, but not really. And so I got this t-shirt, Oh Happy Day, which honestly just paired so well with the hat. I ended up actually wearing this outfit twice. And then my husband, sticking with his theme, got this Stitch t-shirt. And then he did the deal again over at the Art of Animation Hotel. And I'm not sure if I can find both of the shirts that he got the second time around, so I might have to fill in the other shirt, but one of them was this Spider-Man shirt, which I think he also ended up wearing twice during the trip and got more attention than anything else any of us wore on the trip. And I went in a pretty full Snow White bound at one point. So yes, that was everything we bought on Wait. One more item. I almost forgot, on the first day I got my most exciting item for me personally of the entire trip, and that was my first Spirit jersey purchase. I am obsessed with Spirit jerseys. It was the thing at the very top of my list. I've been obsessed with Spirit jerseys for a few years now, and so to finally get some, and for my first ones to be from Disney, was very exciting. And the first one I picked out is just so beautiful. And it is this gold sparkly Spirit jersey that I love so much. This is the back. It is just gorgeous. I am afeared of when any of this gold comes off. It's very high quality, but still it's kind of just stuck on there. But yeah, favorite purchase of the whole trip. So many Spirit jerseys were so hard to resist. I ended up with only 2, which was a challenge. The most tempting one, other than the 2 that I purchased, was a Spider-Man one over at Universal, but it was the same price as the Disney ones and not this great quality thick material, just normal thin t-shirt material, so that's what stopped me. But we have actually already booked a bounce back. This was our first ever Disney trip, and we're bouncing back next Christmas time, so I might get a Christmas Spirit jersey next year. So now I think that's everything for day 1. Moving on to day 2, our Magic Kingdom day, which on this day I spotted this adorable little purse right away in the morning. And it was just this little red flower purse that honestly would have gone so well with my Snow White bound, but I already had a backpack on and it felt like overkill. And this wouldn't have been big enough to carry everything that was in my park bag. But yeah, just so adorable and would have gone so well with my Snow White bound. This day I also got some jewelry. I got this very beautiful necklace that goes so well with the Spirit jersey. And it's just these little mouse ears that are such a beautiful shade of gold. Which, speaking of mouse ears, which I know I said I wasn't very excited about, and yet I got several kinds of them, but I also saw this adorable, though maybe repetitive ornament. I liked this one because it was like the first ornament I saw, and it was a 100, and I thought it was kind of cool, the idea of having ears as an ornament. But then I liked these because they were like actually made of the same sorts of material that real ears would be made of, more of a soft material. So I got them. And then on Epcot day, I got my second and final Spirit jersey of the trip. And I got it in the France pavilion because I love France. And I actually got to use a little bit of my French skills that night when we had dinner at Chef de France. I've never gotten to break out my French skills that I learned in high school, so that was very fun for me. But onto the Spirit jersey. It is this beautiful Spirit jersey. I love how it fades from pink to yellow. I love the purple, and I love that the back says bonjour. After the France pavilion, the next pavilion where we made some purchases was the Japan pavilion. We got 2 sets of Studio Ghibli chopsticks. First, we got Gigi from Kiki's Delivery Service. We also got some no-face ones from Spirited Away. I got this super adorable lunch pail from Kiki's Delivery Service. I've never had a lunch pail before. Usually I just stick whatever I have for lunch at work in my purse, so it's gonna be nice and convenient to actually have a lunch pail for once. Along those same lines, not from the Japan pavilion, but still at Epcot, I also got a little lunch box just for sandwiches, just a little sandwich box. But it's a Food and Wine Festival exclusive, so that's fun. I did have one of these before, but it didn't have a lid that clicks into place, so I think I'm really gonna like that. And then finally at the Japan pavilion, I feel like I might be missing some things and I might have to insert later, but for now, finally at the Japan pavilion, I got this ridiculous, oh, my husband got a bag. I don't know. Let's see if I can find it. He got this bag that he was very excited about. And I also got a bag, a purse that I'm very excited about, and it is this absolutely adorable cat bag. Moving right along, the Germany pavilion. We got this super fun magnet. My husband went into the day thinking he wanted to get at least one small item from every country at Epcot. That fizzled out pretty quick. Germany was early in the day, so this was our one small item. But then at the China pavilion, he did get these little, they're essentially like fidget things. I can't do them because I have tiny and uncoordinated hands, but you're supposed to spin them in your hand. He can do it great. Another random item that I don't know what day we got it was this mini jewelry. Originally this was going to be a gift, but then I found something better for that person. And it's very, very easy to return things at Disney, but I ended up deciding why not keep them for myself. And then I think this same day, or maybe it was our Magic Kingdom day, I'm honestly not sure, my husband found his one and only Christmas tree ornament, And you may be able to guess it, it was a Stitch ornament. I think this one's gonna be too heavy for the tree, but it'll be very cute to have sitting somewhere. Oh, and then also on our Epcot day, we got an Epcot passport that came with a pin. Fun. It's very fun. When you go to the countries, a lot of them will sign your name in their language, so this is our names in Japanese. Very fun. I forgot a Magic Kingdom item. These were not a purchase. We had dining reservations at Cinderella's Royal Table, and we got these complimentary. This fantastic magic wand and sword. But moving on from Disney briefly, we have our Universal purchases. We were there 2 days. I don't know what we got on what day. They came from the same place though. I have already shown off my Hufflepuff sweater and my husband's Gryffindor sweater. This is the only Harry Potter clothing that I got, but my husband also got a t-shirt. He got this Gryffindor t-shirt. Other than that, for clothing, all I got at Universal was this really cute Spider-Man crop top, which I believe I ended up wearing on the second day at Universal. Going back, I have an Epcot purchase that I forgot about. We got a Been There mug, the Starbucks series Been There mugs, and this one was for Wakanda. I thought it would be really cool to have a Been There mug for a fictional location, and this is what we found. So very exciting to have a fictional Starbucks Been There mug. And it also came in a really cool box. But I digress, back to Harry Potter. My husband got a keychain and a lanyard, which someone might recognize. We got a little wax ceiling set, some Gringotts money, which I was kind of disappointed that the exchange system there, like the thing where you can buy fake money and then use it in the parks, wasn't coins, it was paper bills, which don't exist in the wizarding world. On the one hand, I can kind of understand how that wouldn't be super feasible, but it was very frustrating for me. We got 2 of these Christmas at Hogwarts candles. We got 2 travel poster fridge magnets, Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley. One of our few souvenir cups of the trip was pumpkin juice. My husband really hated the pumpkin juice and I did not love it, but the cup is very cool. Our probably biggest purchase at the park was this very soft Hogwarts blanket, and this is the back. And then finally, at the Harry Potter park, the thing you maybe have been waiting for, of course, we both got a wand. I have never gotten like a legit wand in my life. I got some pretty decent quality ones last year for Christmas, but this is the first like wand that I've actually gotten, and I got myself at the park. My husband has 2 wands from the park that he didn't get himself that his sister got for him. And actually the ones that I have that are pretty decent quality but not from the park were from my brother. But anyways, so the wand I've been waiting my whole life for is Hermione's wand. I think she has the most beautiful wand, and yeah, there it is. I just love the leaf details on Hermione's wand, and I'm excited to finally have it. And then my husband decided to get the most famous wand, the Elder Wand, the Deathly Hallow wand, Dumbledore's wand, the wand that defeats Voldemort. So that was it for all of the Harry Potter merch. We're on to our final day. We truly don't have much left. I think we were both starting to feel that we had spent a lot of money by the final day, and so we slowed it down a little bit, especially me. In fact, I think all of the final day purchases are from my husband. But he was pretty excited about the Star Wars part of Hollywood Studios, so that's part of it. And then I was kind of excited about the Toy Story section, but they only had one shop and it was like the least good shop of all the shops we went to. But anyway, so my husband's final purchases were this actually admittedly very cool Star Wars mug. I love mugs that have inside details. Sorry if it's kind of dirty. We have used it. But yeah, it also works as a soup bowl. We got this cool, I guess, Star Wars themed Coca-Cola that we're gonna keep. Also a Star Wars Dasani. We did get our only other souvenir drink at Toy Story, and that was this fun alien cup. And then finally, for right now, my husband went on Shop Disney during the trip to, you know, look and see what might be in the parks. And he saw this Spirit jersey and he said, if I see that in the parks, that is the one Spirit jersey I will get. And he just so happened to see it at Hollywood Studios. And it was this Spider-Man Spirit jersey that has essentially a fleece blanket on the bottom. It is a very cool Spirit jersey. But that was it for everything that we got in the parks, except for one thing that's still coming in the mail, which I'll show at the very end. It's the biggest purchase we made. It was not a me purchase at all. But like I said, that's for the end of the video. But I do have one more item that we got not in the parks. We got it in the Miami airport on the way home. And that was another Starbucks Been There series. And this one is an ornament. And it is Florida. I really love the colors of this one. I love the baby pink. So yeah, honestly, I kind of wish we ended up seeing online a Wakanda ornament. And I kind of wish we would have done an ornament for this too, because we just have way too many coffee mugs. But anyways, like I said, that was it for now. Passing it over to future me, who has gotten a very big, ridiculous purchase in the mail that is for her husband. Okay, I've located the last few items and gotten the big item in the mail. First was this hat that he was very excited about. Then also probably the most generic t-shirt we got, just Pizza Planet. And then at Universal, this Captain America sweatshirt. And finally, for the big item, a lightsaber. I do have to admit, it's kind of cool. Okay, last additional clip for the haul section of this video, I promise. But my husband did get me a belated first anniversary gift that is relevant, so I thought I would show it too. And he got me something to match his Spider-Man sweater, which I'll be definitely using at the parks next year for our Christmas trip, as he will be wearing this. And that is this matching Loungefly backpack. The color is a little bit darker, but other than that, it matches so well. I love it so much. We've got the Spider-Man. The back of the backpack has the "with great power" the sweater has. So it's just perfect and great. Do I need this many Loungefly backpacks? This is my third one now. Probably not, but I'm certainly not going to complain about it. So yeah, again, that was the entire haul, but I thought I'd include like a little chatty section here at the end, kind of going over the honeymoon in general, rather than having it be a separate video from the haul, have two whole videos. And I'm going to try to keep it much quicker than my wedding overview video. So jumping right in, we did 8 days. We booked with the Vacationeers, which I highly recommend. It's totally free and they do pretty much everything for you. They book your hotel rooms, your park tickets, dining reservations. Oh, and park tickets also includes non-Disney. If you're going to Universal, they do that too. And any like add-ons you want to do, like if you want to attend a party, for example, we went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. Truly, they do everything. They do car service to and from the airport. The only thing that they do not do is your airplane tickets. And again, it's all free, so really would be silly not to use Vacationeers or a similar service. And yeah, like I said, we did 8 days. All of them we stayed at Disney's Yacht Club, which was fantastic. And we did club level because it was our honeymoon. I don't know if we would do club level again. It was mostly just, you know, a big special occasion. It was our first trip to Disney, our honeymoon, and our first anniversary. The main benefits of club level are, one, you have concierge right on your floor. You don't have to go to the main level. 2, you have access to the lounge, which basically just has food and drinks available throughout the day. You could definitely get an entire breakfast there easily. We had breakfast at the lounge pretty much every day that we were there. Other meals might be a little trickier. I think I could have had like a full dinner off of what they had available around dinner time, but my husband maybe not so much. But yeah, then the other benefits are early access and late access to the parks. So certainly some nice benefits, but don't know if we would pay the extra costs on other trips for club level. And then yeah, so our first day was Animal Kingdom. We hit all the parks. Our first day was Animal Kingdom. This truly is like a half a day park. We did not stay the whole day, even taking into consideration that Animal Kingdom closes earlier than all of the other parks. We did have dinner reservations that day at Yak and Yeti, but again, we kind of were struggling to fill our time all the way up until dinner. And we ended up deciding that Yak and Yeti was not one of our more appealing reservations that we had made. So we ended up canceling those reservations and we went back to our hotel, got dinner on the boardwalk, which was a really nice restaurant. It was, I think, Trattoria or something. The food was very well done, but I took a risk on swordfish, which I had not had since I was like 10 years old and did not like it as much as I remembered, even though I could tell it was definitely well cooked. Like, the chef did a good job. It just wasn't my taste, it turned out. And then my husband had a similar thing. He took a risk with pizza that had some different sort of toppings than he would usually do, so he didn't enjoy it, even though the pizza, again, was well done pizza. And then, yeah, that night we hopped over to Epcot for a while and we managed to get on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind just very last minute. And that was like the last thing we did that night. And it was the best ride we rode the entire trip. And we did get to ride it a second time. Not that night, but on our Epcot day. So then day 2 was Magic Kingdom. This for me was the most exciting park. It's got the castle. It's more my theme. And it was fantastic. I rode Peter Pan's Flight, which was kind of my top ride that I wanted to ride because I'm a huge Peter Pan fan. And of all of the rides that are just kind of taking you through the story of the movie, there are a lot of rides like that throughout the park. I think Peter Pan was the best one that we rode personally, because it's at least like up in the air. It's got a little more to it than like the Little Mermaid one, for example. And then that day we had lunch reservations at Cinderella's Royal Table. And I do not understand. Other people on the internet will tell you, oh, this one's more about the experience. The food's not actually that great. You're just doing it to be able to say you ate inside the castle and you got to see the princesses while you were eating. No, false. Don't listen to them. The food is fantastic. In fact, all of the food we had at Disney for sit-downs was fantastic. Some of the quick service was a little more questionable, but all the sit-down places were great. And it definitely was not just about the experience by the time we actually had the food, because the food was so enjoyable. And then Magic Kingdom Day was also the day of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, so other guests got kicked out at 7, which is when the party started. I think they started kicking them out at like 5. But the party started at 7. We had one special like party treat, and that was the Jack and Sally cake pops. They were fantastic. And yeah, it was just a party all night long. The music started blasting right away. It was a good time. We saw the Sanderson sisters perform, which was a lot of fun. But by the end of the night, I was struggling. Partly because I'm not used to getting so many steps. We got an average of like 25,000 steps a day while we were at Disney. And before that, my average daily steps was more like 9,000. So it was rough on my feet. My husband is used to walking that much for his job, so he was fine. I also had gotten some new shoes that I didn't realize were not helping. So just a heads up, maybe don't switch shoe brands right before a vacation. I thought I'd be fine. I switched from a really good brand to a different really good brand, so I don't know. The shoes just didn't work for my feet. They weren't bad shoes, they just didn't work for me. They were tennis shoes though. But anyways, so I was struggling by the end of the night, and at the end of the parade, we did stay and we watched the parade, but at the end of the parade, it kind of started raining and we weren't sure if the fireworks were gonna go, and I was dying, so we left before the fireworks, which is probably a Disney sin. In fact, we were not in the parks for any of the fireworks show. I am chagrined to admit. So that was Magic Kingdom. Day 3 was Epcot, which was my husband's most exciting park. And in the end, I think it was actually my favorite too. Doing the around the world stuff, the World Showcase was very fun, especially France. because I did take French in high school and I was able to use my skills just a little bit for the first time ever. And that was at our dinner reservation for that day, which was Chef de France. It was so fun to chit chat with my waiter in French a little bit, as much as I could. Fun fact, Disney does try to recruit from the countries for each pavilion in the World Showcase. So a lot of the cast members you're interacting with at whatever pavilion you're at are actually from those countries. So that was really fun for me. And we also really enjoyed the Japan pavilion. We got a little passport and people signed our names in their languages, which was really cool. And then, yeah, like I said, we hit up Cosmic Rewind again on our Epcot day. And those were kind of all the standout memories, I think, from our Epcot day. We didn't actually try a ton of the food. I feel like we were both a little bit worried about giving ourselves tummy aches on our big trip. We did end up trying like a charcuterie in a cup that just did not work out for us. But moving on, after that, we had 2 Universal days in a row, which we had planned to dedicate to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Not really realizing that those aren't really parks unto themselves, but more so just sections of parks. So they're definitely not parks that require a full day each. There's, of course, Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade. You can do them in one day for sure. Less than a day if you want to. But it was fine. It gave us a chance to slow down in the middle of the trip and get a few less steps and like go back to our hotel early for 2 days. But the first day we went to Leaky Cauldron right away, had a full English breakfast and butterbeer. We started with hot butterbeer in the morning, and then in the afternoon we had some frozen butterbeer. They were so good. We were again really worried because we had heard that it wasn't so good, but it was fantastic. And hot tip, if you want to make it alcoholic, because it's alcoholic in the books, you can order a fire whiskey and add it to your cup. Just make sure a cast member doesn't see you. It's not like technically against the rules for you to do that. It's just against the rules for a cast member to like knowingly let you do it. And at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, the only ride we rode, we're not big ride people, so if there were lines, we just were not gonna wait for them. So the only ride we rode was the Hogwarts Castle ride, which was super fun. I loved it. Again, we did that one twice. That was probably my second favorite ride of the entire trip. And then after that, we were back to Disney, and our final day was Hollywood Studios. And on this day, our dining reservation was Sci-Fi Dine-In. This was probably our least favorite sit down that we did. The food was fine, just like kind of mid, I guess. It was like burgers and stuff. I think we had gotten used to like getting kind of crazy food. My husband was kind of thankful because he was ready for just a burger. But I was enjoying all the interesting different food choices we were getting at our other reservations. And the other thing was Sci-Fi Dine-In had our longest wait. They were a little bit behind that day, just bad luck. And then also the tables at Sci-Fi Dine-In are very tiny. You're like in this fake car with a little table in front of you, and it's a very tight squeeze. And then of course you're eating in the dark because it's like a movie drive-in setup, which adds to the atmosphere, but does also add to the difficulty of eating. But on our Hollywood Studio day, we rode Tower of Terror, which was really fun. I had only done a like drop ride once before in my life, and I like pulled a neck muscle on the very first drop, and it was terrible. And that did not happen, so that was great. I like a drop ride if I don't pull a muscle. Oh, I had forgotten to mention we did Tron at Magic Kingdom, which was not my favorite. It was very short, and I didn't like you're on the motorbike and like kind of laying on your chest a little bit, and the pressure of that combined with the anxiety of a roller coaster was not great for me. Not terrible, but not great. I'm a little bit of a wuss about rides sometimes. But anyways, back to Hollywood Studios. For my husband, the big thing at Hollywood Studios, of course, was Star Wars. I am not a fan of Star Wars. I watched the original 3 movies in like my early 20s, I think, and didn't like them, but he was very excited, and that was nice. The big draw for me was Toy Story Land, which was smaller than I thought it would be. They only had one shop there, and it was tiny and not a lot in it, which shops were what I was most interested in, my husband too for the most part. We did do a Slinky Dog Dash, which was our only like proper, fully outdoor, normal, sitting in a regular, what you imagine when you imagine roller coaster car roller coaster that we did. And of course it's a pretty tame one, but it was fun. We ate lunch at Woody's Lunchbox. We had grilled cheeses, which were fantastic. The tater tots were not great, but I'm not a huge fan of tater tots anyways, so I didn't really care. And then yeah, that's the only ride we did for Toy Story Land. For Star Wars, we did, I think, just one ride, and it was the Millennium Falcon ride, where you're like piloting the thing. And I was in charge of up and down, didn't do great. My husband was in charge of left and right. He of course did fantastic. But Star Wars was definitely like the most immersive part of any of the Disney parks. I feel like Universal was really good at immersion and thrill rides, and Disney was really good at like shops and food. Yeah, food. And like, I guess just general atmosphere that's not as immersive. I don't know, I liked Disney better than Universal, even though Universal was more immersive. But Disney is definitely starting to catch on to that with the whole Star Wars section. Cause yeah, the shopping at the Wizarding World was not as good as I thought it would be. Like, I thought they were gonna have so much stuff. And they really didn't. Like, honestly, most of the stuff that I saw people wearing at that park, definitely you could not have gotten at the park. Like, I feel like Harry Potter has way better shopping just in the regular world than at the park. I thought that they would have a lot more like replica clothing, I guess. Which is not to say that they didn't have any or whatever. Like, obviously they've got robes, they've got Weasley sweaters, all sorts of stuff, but just not as much as I thought. And a lot of the stuff that they do have is stuff that I didn't want. I didn't want a robe because it's very expensive and not really practical anywhere else. The Weasley sweater I did really want and I was very tempted by, but they were kind of scratchy. They had like house cardigans, but nothing else from the uniform other than like robe and cardigan. And I guess ties, but I kind of like expected skirts and different varieties of cardigans. I mean, you see kind of a fair amount of different uniform options within the movies, and at the park, it's cardigans and robes and ties, and that's it. And only one kind of cardigan. So anyways, yeah, shopping was better at Disney, in my opinion. And also the quality of the products I felt like was better at Disney. For example, the Spirit jerseys, how I talked about how I was very tempted by that Spider-Man jersey at Universal, but it was basically just t-shirt material rather than this really thicker material, and yet it was the same price. And yeah, that was our entire trip in a very quick recap. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you enjoyed the haul. I hope you enjoyed the little tidbits of information from the overview. It was such a fun week. Thanks for watching. Remember, words matter.